See how real it all is about the fund manager and what the value added of the fund manager is. In private equity, a frequent topic of debate in the industry, so among LPs, among GPs, among other observers, is how much do private equity fund managers really do to create value? And one of the typical things you'll hear in the debate is, should a fund manager be an investment banker with deal structuring and valuation skills to do deals? Or should the private equity fund manager have operational skills so that after the deal is done, the fund manager is better able to manage the company and add value after that? And this debate is always ongoing. My view is the correct answer is that it's neither. The PE fund manager is a distinct third profession, which has elements both of structuring and financial skills, as well as operational knowledge of a company, which also explains why it's often a second profession, because the fund manager will come into fund management having developed those sets of skills in another previous profession. But let's look at see how real it all is about the fund manager and what the value added of the fund manager is after the investment is made. And here I'm showing a study that was made by a major management consulting firm of a sample of private equity fund managers. It was mostly in the buyout area rather than in venture, but it still provides a few interesting lessons. So the first question of the study was, do you actually have a plan of what you're going to do with your investment company post-investment ahead of the time? And so in this case, what the survey showed was that about one half of the fund managers said, well, we do have a kind of in-house plan of how we add value to the companies. We do these steps, we do these actions, that's how we do it, and we can replicate that with different investments. And that's a way that we can guarantee that we will increase value. And so half of the fund managers had that in place, with about 30% saying they were sort of working on it, and 20% sort of saying, well, we don't really work like that, we don't really have a plan. And so going into it, only half of fund managers have an articulated, detailed plan, which they may have already confirmed with previous investments to what to do once they've made the investment. And then we go to the second question that was asked, which was, well, how often do you actually deploy the plan, rigorously and fully? And in this case, the answer was all the time. It was 5% of fund managers. And then most of the time, about 45%. And then sometimes about 45%, and then no, not at all, about 5%. So what we can see here is a notable failure or an exception in terms of living up to actually deploying the plans, perhaps because of management pushback or because of insufficient internal resources to execute the plan. There can be many reasons to do that, or other priorities coming in, which is often the case with private equity funds. And so this is clearly not a positive result, and the study shows that there is a lot of work to be done. But I think what this study can also point to is the reason for the wide range in performance between the top quartile fund managers and the bottom is that the top quartile fund managers, one of their characteristics, in my experience, is the discipline to roll out a plan of value addition, to stick to it in a consistent way over the period, and to be disciplined in their investment approach. Whereas the weaker fund managers will not do that. And so this study is very interesting because it gives us a layer of insight as to what's really going on in private equity post-investment.